Maybe I'll blend these two shots together. I accidentally said a bad word before a minute. Anyway, it's a macho day. Look at him. Ooh-wee. Give me a second, okay? We'll get to the blaster. Yeah. Yeah. Right. What a good boy. Okay. We're going to talk about a blaster. You've already read the title. Hey. Nerf Elite Shellstrike. Shellstrike CS-6. I don't know what the 6 is for, actually. Okay, so normally, what's the D for? Okay. Pardon me. Okay, so to take you behind the curtain a little bit, when the Nerf name has like numbers, that's usually the amount of like the Titan CS-50. 50 is how many darts are in the drum. A Recon CS-6, those 6 shots in the magazine, right? That's kind of what I'm talking. They're not 6 shots in a magazine with this one. Anyway, Shellstrike. This one looks a little different. I did some work to it and put stickers on it. It's a shotgun blaster. It's pretty neat. So this came out, I don't remember, 2019, 2020? I think. And it is kind of, they reinvigorated their, so there are a few actual, honest to God, Nerf shotgun style blasters, right? This is one of them. One forever ago was something called the Sledge Fire. It is a break action style blaster that you put a shell into, and the shell holds 3 darts, and then you bang, right? This is kind of the same thing, but Nerf took them a few years, but they reinvigorated. It's the zombie Sledge Fire. It's a zombie strike Sledge Fire. They came out with some new shells, and the first one I think was called the Triad, which is like a big pump action shotgun style blaster. And they came out with like a lot of these shells, and they sold them in packs that you can buy them afterwards, which was important because they did not do that with the Sledge Fire. So if you lost all the shells, it sucked. Sledge Fire is really good for modding though, so go figure. But they came out with these really neat shells that are like tough. They're a little bit more round than the Sledge Fire style shells. Hold 3 darts. Of course, they are dart posts, so you could not put short darts in them, though theoretically you could. The Triad was a pump action blaster that you press the pump, load a shell in, close the pump, then fire. And people have made modifications to like load shells into like a gravity fed to where when you cycle through the action, it'll drop the next one in. It's really neat. Then they made one more blaster that uses the same style of shells. So if you're keeping track with the Sledge Fire, forever ago, they made one shotgun style blaster that came with 3 shells, and then that was like they were done. This time they made 2, and then they're done. Though there are aftermarket blasters that have been using these shells. Let's talk about the Shellstrike. Functionally the same as it's a trilogy. It's not a triad. Triad's something else. The Nerf Elite Trilogy. Trilogy 4, 3. This came with a like cage down here that held 2 extra shells onto it. I have cut it off because I wanted this to be able to fit in a holster. break action. It's got this little trigger right here. I will admit, there's not a whole lot of clearance for it. If you may notice, there's like 2 closures. It feels a little awkward, but I'm trying to put it in backwards. There's like these little guide slots where you just, and then it's got one of those hook your finger into prime, kind of like the Han Solo Kira blaster. There's like a handful of blasters that do this. These came out around the same time, and I guess they're playing around with it. It's cool for like silhouette reasons, but I've discussed in the past about how like if you wanted to increase the spring power, this is not a very good. It also has kind of a weak catch on the inside because I took it apart to try to increase the power of the spring. So I can personally attest that that is a little bit more difficult. How many more times? Okay. Shoots 3 darts at the same time. Really cool. My favorite thing about it, one dart. Two dart. We're going to learn how to count. It shoots as many as you put in it. And it's okay. It actually performs better when you put in 1 dart. It's like, because the same air pressure that you are charging up, instead of it being divvied out between 3 darts, it'll either make 2 slightly less powerful or one really good one, right? So I also bought this at the same time as buying this, knowing I was going to cut off because it had the shell caddy on it. Then there was a rail on the bottom of it that you can attach 2 more. Then I cut it off. Why did I get this? I mean, I did want the extra shells. So it does like to hang in there. Hang in there, baby. You can also just I wish it would a little bit better, but alas. It actually holds pretty well. Like, they don't immediately... I mean, if you get shitty darts, then yeah, it probably would, but... Now, we are going to talk about something, particularly with this blaster. The Trilogy did not have as much as this. This blaster does not need shells. Yeah, it's a little quick to, like... I mean, it's the same as having a magazine for a magazine-based blaster, right? Let me collect my shells real quick. Getting hung up on stuff. Okay, so one of the cool things about having a shell-based blaster when the shells are available is buying a lot of them. Because nothing sucks more than having a blaster that has a proprietary way of loading it and not getting any replacements. So it doesn't matter how fun the blaster is if you immediately have to like take a lot of the Ultra Blasters, for instance. When you get done with when you get done shooting the blaster, you then have to take out the magazine. And then if you didn't have an extra one, you then have to, and then start all over again, right? So the point of like the N-Strike Nerf system with the Elite darts was that you have extra magazines to, when you're done firing, you can immediately get back to it, right? So it kind of sucks for if this only came with one and this was the only one available, right? A lot of the Ultra Blasters, especially the new one, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like super high rate of fire. It has like an angled magazine storage in the back. That's a proprietary style of magazine that we've had Ultra Blasters for the better part of 2 years now, going on 3. And then they came up with a new style of magazine that's different than the other kinds that they've been using. So, and they give you 2, which is nice. But the thing is like, if you've got a blaster that you're advertising that fires really fast, cool. The rate of fire doesn't matter because now you're dumping the blaster, immediately reloading it, dumping the blaster, and now you have to go find those darts and fill what you have. Off topic. This blaster does not need the shells. It is slower. Well, I'm going to grab a handful of darts, put them in my pocket. We're going to do a little drill, okay? First, we're going to load the... You know what? Come along with me. Ignore my bed. It's always messy. You know how it is. I keep making the same apology. Who cares? All right. I've got a bunch of... My middle pocket, we got full of shit, right? So, to go from... I didn't put a shell in. Yeah, did you see how much it sucks? No. Ah! I'm sorry, baby. That don't always happen. I swear, that's never happened before. Here's a little spoiler on what I'm about to say about. Alright, we got shells. I'm going to fire this and then reload it as quick as I can, right? Lost one. So, as you can tell, it's like a neat little bang. If you have like a primary to where you're like, magazine's empty, oh no, someone's coming around the corner, shotgun blast. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that for almost the same amount of time, you can just front load it. Assuming you've got like a pocket full of darts, instead of fiddling with the shell, because it's your chambers are right up front, like a classic, like a night finder, or, you know, Jolt, or any other front-loading blaster. It's almost quicker to, also, you can just right? It won't take rival. I don't know why that's there. But, like, as I'm saying, it's almost quicker to... It's almost... Hi. It's almost quicker to just not fuck with the shells at all and then front load it, right? It's great for a scavenger style game. Like, if people are like... Okay, so scavenger style game is where you aren't allowed to like load your magazines, and you just take what you have onto the field, and the darts are already out there. It's like before you do a dart sweep and pick up everything. So you're going through. It actually, in other forms of the scavenger style game, they don't allow you to take a blaster with magazines at all. You can only take like front loaders, Villanators, Mavericks, anything to where you could take. It gives advantage to those that don't take magazines. So when folks are like, give me a second, I have to like You know what I mean? You could just be like, I only found 1 dart. Bang. Ah, I found 2 darts. Bang. 3. 3. 4. We can't do that one. 3. Bang. Anyway, so I put a bunch of girl stickers on it because I had girl stickers. And I put some little teepee and a rainbow. BFF. They're just really good friends. We got the bottoms, we got the tops. I call it the gal pal because it's pretty lesbian-y. I need to do a clear coat over it because some of the stickers are starting to peel off. Anyway, good blaster. If you can find, hold on a second. We're gonna try. We're gonna try to do it, okay? We're just gonna do 1 dart. Come on, man. Okay, with 1 dart, it's like 72 feet per second. So like with 3, that would be around 50. And that's fairly standard for, stop rolling off the desk. That's fairly standard for shotgun style blasters. It's understandable, right? Because you are taking what would be a 70 feet per second blaster and then splitting that up, especially if it's still stock. And then you're splitting it up between 3 darts. Right? Consider this like the shotgun secondary that you would see in video games. That's all I got to say about that blaster. Have a good one. No, I need to do it. I need to do it. I need to get a quieter chair. If you like what I'm doing here, please like and subscribe, ring the bell, follow me on Twitter, @LaurelTheGirl, spelled the same way as this channel. I stream on Twitch. It's spelled Laurel the Girl, just like this, except there's a second L at the end of the name. There's 2 L's. 2 L's. Because we stayed. That's all I got, are 2 L's. Oh my God, those are my initials. Whoa, whoa. I did that intentionally. What you doing after this? You want to go hang out? Shit. All right, I'm done. See you.